Okay, let's just get straight to it. AI. It's not some, far off thing anymore. It's right here, now. It's changing how people are working in 2025. And look, if you think your job's safe because it's not super technical, you might want to rethink that. You could already be slipping behind. The people getting ahead, the ones finding real success. They're not necessarily like geniuses compared to you. They're just smart about using these new tools effectively.
That's exactly the point. And that's why we're doing this deep dive. Think of it as a shortcut. We want to help you get a handle on this whole landscape because it's moving so fast. We've gone through the source material, pulled out the key stuff, the really important bits. We're going to unpack 7 AI tools that are genuinely reshaping how work gets done right now. The idea is to give you those aha moments, some real understanding you can act on, but, without drowning you in jargon.
All right, let's dive in then. These are tools that can give you a serious edge, whatever you do. First up, Perplexity AI. The sources we looked at are calling it, get this, the Google killer. That's a bold claim. What exactly is this thing? Why the hype?
What's pretty interesting, Perplexity AI tackles what annoys most people about standard search engines. Instead of just pages of links and ads and scrolling forever, Perplexity gives you a direct answer, like a summary. And crucially, it lists its sources right there. You see where the info came from. Our sources suggest this isn't just like faster searching. It changes how we think about online info. It moves away from what's popular to what's verifiable. That's a pretty fundamental shift in finding knowledge online.
Okay, direct answers with sources. I can see why they'd call it a cheat code for research in 2025.
So is this mainly for, academics writing papers? Or is it broader? Oh, it's way broader. Surprisingly flexible, actually. Smart people are using it for, well, all sorts. Drafting blog posts, really deep research for projects. And yeah, students are definitely using it for homework. Fast. And here's a key thing. For factual stuff, it's often better than something like ChatGPT because it relies on those cited sources, right? So you get fewer of those AI hallucinations.
Yeah, you mean when the AI just makes stuff up, it sounds convincing?
Exactly. Perplexity helps avoid that because it's grounded in the sources it shows you.
That is a big difference. Okay, so complexity helps us find info better.
Yeah.
But what about creating things? Specifically, sound. We've all heard those awful robotic AI voices. Our next tool, ElevenLabs, seems to be tackling that head on.
Oh, absolutely. ElevenLabs is, well, it's a game changer for voice generation, seriously. It lets you take a script you've written and turn it into incredibly natural-sounding human speech. We're talking way beyond robotic. The sources explain it uses really advanced deep learning. It doesn't just read words, it gets the intonation, the emotion, the rhythm of how people actually talk.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes it's hard to tell it's not a real person speaking.
Wow. So you can basically generate a professional voiceover artist almost instantly.
Yeah.
How are people actually using this power?
It's everywhere. YouTube creators making really polished videos, people producing audiobooks without hiring narrators, dubbing videos into other languages seamlessly. Some folks are even making money selling voiceovers they generated with it. You just upload text, pick a voice style, and boom, professional audio. It really levels the playing field.
Okay, sticking with content creation, this next one is fascinating, especially if you're maybe a bit camera shy.
Yeah.
HeyGen, what's the story here?
HeyGen is all about video, but with a twist. It lets you create videos featuring a talking avatar. You feed it a script, choose an avatar, and it generates a video of that avatar speaking your words. In different languages, too. What's really powerful, as our sources point out, is that you never have to appear on camera. This just blows open the possibilities for creating video content, especially at scale.
So wait, you don't like being on camera? No problem. You can still make professional-looking YouTube videos or ads using a virtual person.
Exactly. That's the core idea.
That's pretty wild. Do the sources mention any downsides? Like, does it feel impersonal using an avatar? Or is the main thing just the scale?
That's a fair question. There are definitely creative choices to make about branding with an avatar, but the overwhelming point from the sources is the scale. Think about it. Running, say, 5 different YouTube channels, or churning out tons of video ads, all without needing cameras, crews, or even speaking yourself. People are already doing this with HeyGen. It's democratizing video production in a big way.
Okay, let's shift to something the sources called an underrated gem. This one's from Google, NotebookLM.
Yeah, NotebookLM is interesting when you think about personalized AI. It's basically like an AI research buddy, but here's the key. It's trained only on the documents and notes you upload. So unlike other AIs pulling from the whole internet, this one works within your world of information, your specific knowledge base. It's like having an AI assistant that only knows what you've taught it.
So it's like like Chat GPT, but trained just on my brain, or, well, my files anyway. How are people, students, maybe researchers, creators, using that kind of focused AI?
Oh, it's incredibly useful for them. Massively. They're using it to summarize whole books they've uploaded, or pull out key insights from long reports, or even just organize notes for a script really quickly, all based on their own material. If you deal with a lot of your own documents, it just cuts through the clutter, helps you understand your own information much faster, avoids that feeling of being overwhelmed by your own notes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Now for video creators again, especially those making longer stuff. The next tools are Opus Clip and Visor. What problem do they solve?
These are all about efficiency, content repurposing, really. You take one long video, like a podcast episode or a webinar or whatever, upload it. And these tools automatically chop it up into several short, catchy video clips, designed for high retention, with captions added automatically. Our sources really stress how this lets you turn one piece of long-form content into, like, a whole week's worth of social media shorts. It optimizes for how people watch stuff today.
Right, so one good long video becomes a stream of short clips for TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, without tons of extra editing. That sounds like a massive time saver, especially, like you said, for podcasters or coaches, maybe those faceless YouTube channels.
Exactly. It's a huge lever, especially for smaller creators. It lets them blow up, by putting out engaging content daily or multiple times a day. They don't need to constantly film new stuff. Like one source said, you don't need 10 videos, you need one good one and one good tool. These are those kinds of tools.
Okay, it's a totally different direction now. Music. For anyone who's ever thought, I wish I could make music but has zero musical training, there's Suno AI.
Yeah, Suno AI it's kind of mind-bending, actually. It really makes you think about what creativity even means now. This tool lets you create entire songs. I mean, full songs with vocals, instruments, the works, all from a simple text prompt. You just type in what you want.
Wait, seriously, you type like, make a happy folk song about coffee, and it just makes it.
Pretty much. You can specify genre, mood, instruments, lyrical themes, make a party track with a techno beat, for example, and it generates a unique song in seconds. No musical ability required on your part.
Wow. So the next viral TikTok sound might literally be written by AI, not a songwriter.
It's definitely possible, and it's already empowering a lot of people. The sources say it's super popular with YouTubers needing background music, DJs looking for unique tracks, other creators who need custom audio fast, people who don't have the budget or the skills to hire composers or license expensive music. It just unlocks music creation.
Okay, this last one feels big, really significant. We're talking about Devin AI and AutoGPT. These aren't just tools. They're described as AI agents doing whole projects.
Right. This is where it gets into a different level of AI capability. Devin AI, for example, made huge waves in 2024. It showed it could handle complex programming tasks from start to finish, like taking a job request and actually coding the solution, debugging it, things normally needing a human developer. AutoGPT is similar in ambition. It can break down a big goal into steps, do the research, write the code or text, execute the plan, all with much less human hand-holding. These AI agents are designed to be more autonomous. They can plan, act, learn, and adapt across multiple steps.
This really does sound like science fiction turning into reality. And quickly, you said. Quietly, even. So what does this mean? If AI can manage whole projects, what's the future of work look like?
Well, the sources are painting a picture of a pretty major shift in project management and roles. The idea is that soon, people might be managing projects where some of the team members are AI agents, like briefing an AI freelancer instead of a human one for certain complex tasks. It's not just automating one small thing anymore, it's potentially automating and delegating entire workflows. It signals a really profound change in how work gets done and, well, who or what is doing it.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. 7 powerful tools. Let's bring it back. The so what? Why should you, listening right now, really care about all this?
Right, because the core message from the sources isn't necessarily AI is coming for your specific job description tomorrow. The more immediate strategic danger, let's call it, is that someone else is going to use these tools. Someone else will figure out how to work 5 times, 10 times faster, more effectively than you are now. That person, the one leveraging AI, is going to be the one landing the clients, the projects, the opportunities, getting ahead financially. They gain a huge advantage over people who are just sticking to the old ways. That's the real competitive pressure.
But the good news, according to the sources, is you don't have to become some AI guru overnight, right? You don't need to master all 7 of these things by next week.
Absolutely not. That would be overwhelming. The advice is actually much simpler and maybe more powerful. Just pick one. Pick one tool from this list or another one you hear about that seems genuinely useful for you, something that clicks with what you do. Then, commit to learning that one tool properly. Really understand it. And here's the key. Use it. Use it every day or as close to it as possible for like 30 days. Build a habit. Just doing that. Developing real proficiency with one tool. Our sources suggest that alone puts you way ahead. Like ahead of 95% of people who are still just scrolling through reels and not actually doing anything at this technology.
So AI is this incredible amplifier if you engage with it. But yeah, if you ignore it, it starts to look like a real disadvantage, a threat even. So you've heard about the tools now. You understand the stakes. It really is your move. Pick one, just one, and start. Start today. Because, the future isn't going to pause and wait for anyone. If you're not trying to get ahead of it, you're probably already falling behind.
Maybe just take a second to think. Which of these tools surprised you the most? Which one felt like it could actually change something for you? Or, hey, maybe you're already using some of these. How's it going? Worth reflecting on.
Yeah, think about how this connects to what you want to achieve. What's your next step, personally or for your business? Really mull over these ideas.
And remember, you're not late here. Not at all. You're actually right on time. You're just getting started, and that's an exciting place to be. This whole journey of figuring things out, we're all kind of on it together.